Hey guys, Musically is here today and I'm back with another video. Now today's video we're going to react to a Black Veil Bride song called We Stitch These Wounds from their album We Stitch These Wounds. This was their first album and this was suggested to me by a viewer of mine called Alejandro Pensina. Sorry if I mispronounced the last name, but Alejandro Pensina, big thank you to you for, all the information. He told me all the other, albums that they had. He told me about the first, second, and third, fourth, fifth, and even their EPs and stuff, and he explained to me quite a bit, which big thank you to that, because like I said, I want to know more about this band and the correct way to react to it, because a lot of bands, they go in different avenues on how they make their music and albums and stuff, and sometimes it can get a little confusing. So it's nice to have somebody that's a big fan that knows their stuff, giving me the information. So once again, big thank you to Alejandro for, the information that he gave me. I'm definitely going to be checking out Black Veil Brides, We Stitch These Wounds album. I'm going to be checking out all the songs from this album. My last album that I did was True Power from I Prevail, which I finished that. So this is going to be my replacement for that. Like I said, I want to do some album, react to different albums. So I'm probably going to be going on a Black Veil Bride journey where I'm going to go through every album and every song from that album, and even probably the remakes. Because I know this song in particular has a remake by by Andy Biersack. He made a one called Restitch These Wounds. So yeah, I'm gonna also check that out. In this video, I'm gonna check out the original from 2010 and the newer one that I think came out like around 2 or maybe 3 years ago. So yeah, big thank you to you. Also, I want to say a big thank you to a new subscriber of mine called Ryan Langlands. Big thank you, Ryan Langlands, for subscribing to this channel. I saw my subscribe count go by 4 or 5, I think, in one day. So big thank you to all of you guys for subscribing to this channel, and thank you to you guys for being nice and positive and giving me more information about these artists that you like. Because like I said, I want to react to music that you guys like, and I want to give you guys stuff that you guys want. So yeah, I'm gonna be going throughout this whole album in order, but there's a couple of things I want to ask you guys. One, I will be doing the new version of the song too, so I'm going to be doing this part for the first part, and then the second half is going to be doing the new part, and I'm going to be comparing a little to see like how does it sound different and how is it better in the newer version. So I'll definitely be doing that for this video, don't worry about that. But I know that some of the songs in this album do have music videos, but when I go to the album itself and it has like only the cover art and stuff, it doesn't have the music videos. So if there's any of these songs that do have music videos, please suggest to me which one of the songs in this album that do have music videos. From what I checked, I don't think this song has a music video, but I do know Knives and Pens, one of their biggest songs, especially in this album, definitely does have a music video. So I'm gonna check that out. But tell me if any of the other songs in this album or the other future albums, do they have music videos? Because I don't mind checking out, listen to it just the cover back, but I would definitely love to see like the music video while I'm listening to the song. But I just don't know which ones have the music videos, and I don't want to specifically look for each song to see if they have a music video. So just please tell me that, and I'll definitely check out the ones with the music videos. But yeah, in this today's video, we're going to be definitely checking out We Stitch These Wounds, and I will be checking out the newest version that they dropped out like a couple of years ago. So yeah, let's get into it.
Of April, 2 months, it's all the same. I beg for this man's approval. Pray to die and pray. Sit down without alone now. With blood these lyrics came. Your words ain't right through me. That corner my shine. The tears we cried, this love has died. You're by yourself with me tonight. It's what we have.
Okay, one, the guitar in the beginning, and then the drums kicking in, and then the more like I guess you could say metal or screamo scream in the beginning. That was very classic rock style. More modern day classic rock, where you see the guitar riffs were basically like modern day guitar riffs, and then the drums came in kicking in very fast with high beat, and then the scream, it seemed very classic to me. So this came out in 2010, so it does seem like something you would originally hear around that era. So I did feel a little bit more nostalgic when I heard that beginning part. His voice, when I hear his vocals, he sounds like, it does kind of remind me a little bit like of a country singer's vocals, except country singer vocals can sometimes be a little annoying sometimes with how they sing, but it sounds like that because of how deep and how low it is, but in a normal sense. I guess I can describe it. And the song, from what I'm guessing it's about the world. You like just going through life, you deal with problems, you're gonna get hurt, but you got to stitch up those wounds and just keep on fighting, which I do respect that message, that because that's just how it is. A lot of people want to have a life where it's easy, and they think life should be always about fun. It's like, that's not how it is. You can want that, but that's not what's going to happen. Life is going to be a struggle, and you got to be able to you can't just keep on complaining about it. You got to stitch up those wounds and keep on fighting. And that's what this song is saying, which I really do like. Though I wish that he would put more energy into the song, more emphasis. It seems like he's very monotone with his singing progression, but it's fine since this is this first song, professional song. He's probably sang songs before, but this is his first professional song and album, out. So I'll give him definitely some leeway for this one, but I just feel like he should put more energy into it if he wants to, grasp the attention of the audience. I think that's one of the things that I really do love about rock music is the artists. They always have such powerful voices, and it's not just enough to have a powerful voice. You have to also sing with a lot of emphasis and stuff and power in your voice to really draw people to it, which he does have a good voice, but I feel like he's very monotoned and one note with his singing right now. He's not putting any extra oomph, but I do like it. It does sound good, but I just wish that he would put more energy into it. And hopefully the next few other songs and the later songs and future albums, he does put more energy to it, because I feel like he could definitely amplify the song and make it better. And when I was checking the stuff out, trying to see, because there was like a little bit of confusion between this and the newer one. I heard a little bit of the newer one, not fully, but from what I heard from the newer one, he does seem to have quite a bit of energy in that one. So yeah, this seems more monotoned, and from what I heard from that one, it seems like it has a lot of energy, and it's definitely due to the fact that years have passed and he's gotten better with his craft. And always when I listen to an album, the first album of a band, I always come in thinking that some artists, they can be amazing in their first album, but not everyone just comes off being super excellent. They have to progress, and that's the whole point of in anything. You have to always progress. So I always expect the first album not to be that solid, but I think the song's good. I just wish he would put a little more energy into it.
And 60's words with me tonight.
So that was We Stitch These Wounds by Black Veil Bride, the original. I will be reacting to the newer version right after I'm done talking about this. But like I said, his vocals was very monotone. It didn't really change much. It was more lower end. It wasn't that much high energy. I did love the instrumentals. The instrumentals was amazing. That long guitar solo part was amazing. He was shredding that guitar. The drums are really good. I love the screaming part in the back. That was also really good. I just feel like Andy's vocals in this one, it was like I said, he has a great voice naturally, but he didn't put really much energy or emphasis into his song, and it sounded very, monotone from his part. I would definitely say the best part of this song is the instrumentals. The guitar, like I said, it sounds like a more modern day classic rock music, instrumentals, but when they got to the guitar solo part, it sounded more like 80s rock also. So it was like a blend of, classical 80s rock and classical modern day rock music instrumentals mixed into it, which felt really great. I liked it. It had like a nice nostalgic feeling, and it sounded really great. So the guitarist in this song was killing it. It was just great showmanship of, instrumental skills. Like him playing the guitar, you can tell that he's definitely a professional. He's high level. He is an expert level, guitarist. And even in the first song, you can see that, high level of, music playing. And the drums kicked in very well too. So definitely the instrumentals in this song was my favorite part. The screaming also helped enhance it because it gave some extra energy to it. I would just say the only thing that left me a little disappointed was Andy's, vocals, because it seemed very basic. I didn't feel like he was putting as much as energy as I was expecting. So yeah. So let's get to the modern one and see how he's changed and how he's doing it now. Okay, so we're getting into the second one, the more new recent version of the song, because I felt like the last song, it was good, but I want to hear how they progressed as a band. And I do love when artists, they have an original song that was well known, or either their first or whatever, and then they redo it. Breaking Benjamin did this with their Aurora album, I think it was. They basically got some of their older songs, some of their more classic songs, and they changed it. They made a more acoustic version of it, and they had like other artists added on to, like Adam Garth from used to be from 3 Days Grace, and then had the lead singer from Red on his album too. So I thought that was cool. And I'm wondering, is it just this song, or is there countless other songs of his that? Oh no, I see right here. He says "Restitch These Wounds," so I see that there's definitely he redid the original, his first album, in his more modern day style. So I'll definitely check that, but that'll be later in the future. Actually, I don't know. Should I do it side by side where? Because of he's doing all the same songs from the original album, just redone. I'll possibly just do videos where I react to both of the songs from the original and then the redone version. So for this album, I'm gonna be basically doing 2 albums at the same time that have the same songs, just stylistically different. So yeah, and these future videos, don't worry, I will be reacting to the original one first, then I'll be reacting to the new one in that same video. And then when I'm done with this, I'll make a review on both the albums and talk about how they changed, how I felt about the original, and then how they changed in what I felt about what they did with their newer version. So yeah, let's get into it.
Of evil. 2 months, it's all the same. I beg for this man's approval. Pray to die in vain. Sit down with thoughts alone now. With blood, these lyrics came. Your words, they ran through me. Dead could hear my shame. The tears we cried, this love has died. Your
Okay, so I already hear a distinct difference between this song and the original. You can still tell it has still the original feeling. Like I said, some artists when they do redo their versions of the song, they do it in a completely different way. I remember, like I said, when I listened to Breaking Benjamin's Aurora album where they redid some of their old classic songs, they changed it just like definitively. They changed it completely. Now it really depends on how you feel about it. Um, because there's two thoughts of like mindset that you can have about it. You can say, well, if they change it completely, then it will be like you ruin the original and you made a one that doesn't feel like how it used to be. But then people can also complain about doing it this way, where you keep that same style. It's just you do a more updated version where you have better vocals and you're better at what you do. And it's like, well, it's just the same song, but it's just like a better version of it. But I feel like they both have their places and their goods and their bad. Like his style is basically, from what I'm seeing from the song, I might be wrong about the rest of the songs from this album, but it just seems like it's taking original songs from his first album and showcasing the difference, progression of their musical talent from the instrumentals to their singing voices and as a whole throughout their production. How they've advanced and gotten better through time. So that is nice because now you get to hear the original songs in an even better version and better form of it. But then you can also have the problem where it's like, well, it's just the same song, but just more updated. It's like it doesn't sound any that much different. But I do appreciate that because it keeps the old vibe of the original song. But you just see where they progress, and you can be like, wow, they've really changed. They've gotten so much better. I can really appreciate their evolution throughout their musical process. And then the other way where like how Breaking Benjamin did, where they did a completely different style, you can say, well, now it made these new these redone versions even more unique, even different and unique, and this is cool, and we can listen to two of the same songs but with completely different styles and vibes to it, and that sounds good. But the one problem I did have with that album was some of the songs that they took the classics and the changes that they made, I was not a big fan of. Some songs that they did change, I absolutely loved, and I loved both of them. But some of the changes that they made, I personally just didn't like. So I went from, they kind of took a classic and made a worse version, not because it was bad, because they do have good production. It's just they went in such a weird direction that it didn't feel like I felt like there's some parts that were better than the original. But both have their pros and they both have their cons. This way you can appreciate how they've changed. But also you could be like, well, it sounds the same as the other one, but just better. And then the other one, you can say, well, this, it's different style. It feels so much different, and you can love both the songs, but they feel completely different. But then also be like, well, I don't like the changes they made, and I feel like they kind of ruined a classic. So that becomes a problem when it comes to being an artist, and I really hate that. But I really appreciate both styles. I think if you do these different methods. Neither one is better than the other. I just think they're just different, and I appreciate just the creativity that these artists put into their work. So yeah, let's get back into it. Before we get back into it, I just want to say definitely everything in this song has been improved. The instrumentals are harder. They sound more clean and polished. They sound far more top level. The screaming, it was great in the other song, but it sounds even better with this and blends in even better. They seamlessly transitioned with it. And Andy's voice, definitely he's transitioning, his vocal ranges is changing, his style of way of singing throughout the song is also fluctuating. Whereas another song was just monotone, it seems like this one he's putting more of an emphasis into it and different style. And you can definitely tell his voice sounds more, like I said, like a country singer's voice, but without it being annoying. Because no offense to country music, but a lot of the artists can be they do it too much. They try to be like, hey, I don't like that, but he's doing very great. So yeah, I definitely see a significant improvement in this song.
I think of it each time I touch you, or every time I hear his name. These walls will never crumble. Here's our cause to blame. Sit down with thoughts alone now. With blood these lyrics came. Your words, they ran through me. Dead could hear my shame. The tears we cried, this love has died. You're by yourself with me tonight. It's what we hide with every line. And since these ones with me
So that was Black Veil Bride's song called "We Stitch These Wounds" from their album "We Stitch These Wounds," both the original and the newer version. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing, like I said, I'm gonna be talking about. I want to talk about what I felt about the first song, the original one, and the newer one, and how they contrasted each other. The original song, like I said, I liked the instrumentals. The vocals from Andy, I felt like he was kind of like, he wasn't really, he didn't put enough energy into it, enough emphasis into it, and it felt very, like I said, monotone. But I did like the screaming in the background. So I thought it was decent song, but I just felt like if you put more energy into it, the song would have been a lot better. Now seeing the second the newer version, how they redid it, I really like it. I think they did it even better, and it's obvious that they would be better now because they've adapted as a band. The original came out in 2010, and this came out around like I don't know specifically. It says 2 years ago, so it might be around like 2020, maybe 2019. So yeah, that's like 9-10 years that have passed. So definitely they should significant improvement in their singing. But this was just so much better. The instrumentals were so much more polished, far more cleaner. The screaming. The thing that I liked about this and the direction they went within the newer version is the fact that they what's the thing called? The screaming was implemented even better in this one. They had more of it, but also the fact that it blended a lot better. Like it was the other one, it was just him singing and then they just just screamed it out afterwards. Whereas in this one, they're screaming it in the background while he's singing, and then also when he's done with his verse and stuff, they go on and they start screaming towards the end and stuff. The guitar solo was also amazing in this one. I loved it. The thing that I really loved about the way they did in this one and the last one, it was purely the guitar, and then the drums came in a little bit like later. But in this one, the drums were in throughout the entire, like most of the guitar solo, and they helped amplify it even more. Like the guitar solo was great, but the drums with it, going along with it, made it even better, which I really appreciated that. So I think they did better. It's not just like it's like a better version, like they're more clean and polished with how they play and their technique, but it's also how they implemented some of the elements from the original song into this one. Because like I said, the way that they added in the screaming into certain parts in this song was better because they knew where to put it in, where to place it to amplify the song, and they knew you can have a guitar solo, but you can also add drums to it and then amplify it with that. So I do love the fact that in this song they put more drums with the guitar, and the screaming blended it far more seamlessly with this song, and Andy's voice was so much better. Like I said, in this one, he put more flavor to it. It was changing, it was fluctuating, so you can feel that he was putting more style to this song. So I really like this. I can't wait to see the rest of this album. Like I said, I'll be side by side, simultaneously reacting to the original and then the newer version on top of it, and then giving my thoughts on the original. But then once when I do the new one, I'm going to compare the two and see which one I like better. Definitely, I think this one was far significantly better. I should expect the newer versions to be better than the original. So yeah, also when I do my album review, I'm gonna have to do both of them, which is gonna be quite unique because I don't think I'm gonna be doing that much for most albums, because it's just gonna be that one album. So yeah, when I do the album review, which I hope you guys check that out too. I do love doing the album reviews. The reason why I react to these albums is to not only hear all the songs, but also give my thoughts out on the album as a whole. So when I do that, I will be talking about the original first, and then when I talk about the second one, I'll be talking about the original compared to the newer version instead of just completely the newer version. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely, I will be checking out all the Black Veil Bride songs, so don't worry. I'll be checking out the catalog. Don't need to suggest anymore. Like I said, I already got the suggestions to all their albums, so I'll be going throughout all their albums. The only thing I'll need from you guys is to if there's music videos for these songs and I can't find it, just tell me which songs from this album have music videos so I can just directly watch the music video instead of just the cover art. So yeah, big thank you to all of you guys, and see you guys next time.